Hi, have you ever wanted to build your own SaaS application with Bubble? Then you should keep watching this course because we're gonna do a deep dive, into building your own SaaS application with Bubble. In this video, we're going to be building a SaaS application that will enable people to find verified trucks. Yeah. Just like so. So we're going to build something this beautiful. We're going to have our truck here, testimonials, and we're going to work on our dashboards. Dashboard is going to look like this. Our listing, we'll be able to add new listing, like perform CRUD, like create, read, update, stuff like that. And then we're going to talk about payment and also talk about the type of payment. If you're an African, you're watching this, so this works for you because you'll be able to use Lemon Squeezy. If you live in other countries, then you'll be able to use Stripe. So that's what you're going to be learning how to build in this course. Remember, if you're looking forward to outsourcing your no-code app development, feel free to click on the link below and we'll do well to have a discovery call with you and build that software for you. In the meantime, let's get started with learning how to build SaaS application with Bubble. I'll see you in class. Before you get started with this course, I just want to let you know that this video is strictly for founders who intend to learn how to build SaaS application with Bubble. If you are just getting started with Bubble, feel free to check out my 4-hour free beginners tutorial on getting started with Bubble. There you will learn all the meat and bones on building your first mobile applications with Bubble.io. But for this, it's majorly for founders who intend to charge monthly, weekly, daily, or yearly for users using their services on the internet. So you really don't need any other experience other than to know the basics of building mobile applications with Bubble.io. So with that said, let's get started. So this is similar to what we're going to be building together. It's going to be a truck listing application where users come around and list their trucks and their vehicles, and they get to pay per month for listing their application on your website. So mostly you're bringing them a whole lot of traffic, you're advertising, you're bringing so much traffic, and they themselves, they are agencies who sell truck or who rent a truck, and they are coming to your website to list their truck applications, and then they pay you a fee for just using your website month after month. There are different ways this works. The reason why we're choosing this because the soft landing is an easy way for you to learn the basics of building SaaS application with Bubble. So we will build the front end, and after building the front end, we will build a dashboard, something pretty similar to this, where we will see the total number of customers, total number of trucks. You would see users will be able to see their total clicks. They could see all their listings, just very simple stuff like this. They could see all their listings, they could search their listings, pricing, and a few other things, authentication, and a whole lot. But you see, the basic here is not the complexity of the application. It is showing you all the things you need to build a SaaS application with Bubble. When you learn the basics like this, as a founder, you should be able to build your own SaaS application after this course. But even if you don't intend to build your own SaaS application after this course, even if you don't intend to build your own SaaS application with Bubble, by the end of this course, you will get a very good understanding of how developers build SaaS application with Bubble. So with that said, I'm going to show you everything you need to build a typical SaaS application with Bubble. I'll see you in the next lesson then. If you're just getting started with SaaS, feel free to also check out my other videos that details what SaaS is and how to get the best from your SaaS application. So briefly, I want to just tell you the 6 different things that makes up a SaaS application. Number 1 is the user interface. Your user experience has to be great, it has to be good, it has to be top-notch to be able to build something that people would like. If your user interface is not very great, there is almost no way users are going to explore your application. So you want a great UI that users can actually explore, and then they can thank you for it. Because if users are not willing to land on your application, then there is nothing for you to sell. Another thing that you need is an offering.
On this application that we're going to be building, we are offering truck and vehicle owners a very good way to gain visibility for their trucks, right? So you need an offering to be able to do this. Without an offering, there is no way. You need to give value before you can collect money. That's it. You need to give value. So you don't just go ahead and slap something on the internet thinking people will pay. You need a way to create value first, and then in turn, customer will pay you for the value created. Then number 3, you need a way to collect money, because you're hiding most of those value beneath a paywall, or you are allowing users to see those value and you're restricting some part of those value in your business. And so you need a way for customers to pay. Most users would use Stripe as their default payment gateway, but there are lots of other tools you can explore. If you live in Africa, you can use Flutterwave, Paystack. If you live in the US, Stripe will be your best choice. But these days, I use Lemon Squeezy. I use Lemon Squeezy because it's pretty easy to set up. It's pretty straightforward. I could use it very well with Bubble. And as an African, I really don't have to go through the rigorous Stripe documentation in order for me to set up payment on Bubble or on any other no-code application. And also, number 3, there are integrations, because a lot of time you will not be able to depend on Bubble only to build your SaaS application. You would want to create integrations with other tools like Zapier, other automation tools, sign authentication tool, legal document tools. There are lots of tools that you'd want to integrate with, but the tools you integrate with will depend on your business, the kind of SaaS you're creating. There are some times where you're not really going to be integrating with any tool, especially if you're creating a SaaS that really enables users to create, read, update, and delete records. And then there is analytics. You really have to know what's happening in your business, and your users want to know what's happening in their business. And that's the reason why you put it in their face, so they will be able to understand when they are making gains or when they are making a loss. And lastly, database. This is the cream of every application. If your database is not well set up, then there is nothing you can do about it. You need database a whole lot. You need to be able to set up your database in a secured way. Yes, when I mean secured, you don't want users to be able to access your database over the internet. You don't want another user to be able to attack your database. You want it to be very secure so that your users can trust you. There is nothing as worse as a database breach. It's very disastrous when a user understands that their data is leaked, their credit card data is leaked, data they use on your platform is leaked. They wouldn't like it and they wouldn't want to come back. So these are a few things that makes up your SaaS application. If you have a combination of if you have a combination of this, there's a very huge chance that you're going to build a very good SaaS application and your application will be successful. So with that said, let's go to Bubble and start building our application page by page. I'll see you in the next lesson.
Throughout this course, we're going to be using the Made with Frame plugin because the course itself is short, and we're going to be designing a few things. And in order for us to run very fast, we're going to be using this plugin. It's called Made with Frames. It provides most of the UI designs that you would need to get started with this video. You don't have to use it. You can design yours yourself. If you want to learn how to build your own UX, go check out my YouTube channel. You would see another video that teaches you how to get started with Bubble. But this will just make it faster. All you have to do is click on Made with Frames and click on the download. It's an extension, a Chrome extension. You can use it on your Chrome and you can use it on your Microsoft Edge also. And then you go ahead, and once you do so, it should install in your Bubble, and you go ahead and the extension will be added whenever you open the Bubble website, and you can use it right here. Though you have to pay a token anyway. You have to pay a token for you to get started, $20 for you to get started, but it's going to save you a whole lot of time if you're looking forward to building SaaS applications with Bubble. So go ahead and get your own sub, register, and I'll see you in the next lesson.
Welcome back. When you come all the way to Bubble, you will see the index page. the 404 page, the reset password page, and reusable elements. These are elements that you can use over and over again. You configure once and use over and over again. I mean reusable elements. So there are two ways you could build your pages on Bubble. It's either you create multiple pages, like index, then you have another new page where you have something like pricing, and then you say create, or you just create a single scrollable page that you can scroll from the beginning to the end, that contains all the information you need. For if you're building for the very first time as a SaaS founder, I do encourage you to build something that you can scroll from the beginning to the end, because it saves you time, saves you energy, and gets you, saves you work. I mean, you don't have to do so much work when it comes to that. But I figured that you're going to need inspiration, right? You're going to need a whole lot of inspiration. That's why you would find inspiration on this website called Landing Page Folio. It's majorly going to show you SaaS. You will see a lot of landing page inspiration here. There's so many. These landing pages have been created by professionals. By professionals. They've been hired to create very awesome pages like this, and all you have to do is to look at it, see what they've created, and see if it's something that you can create for yourself. There are lots of them. I'm telling you, lots and lots of them. You get to see this for free, and you don't have to pay. For example, if we click on this open node, a simple Bitcoin processor, accept payment in Bitcoin, donations, and the rest, and then you get to visit the website, and you see it's very clean. It's very clean. This is going to save you time. It's going to save you energy. It's going to save you a lot of money. It's going to save you a lot of things. It's very, very clean and very cool. So you don't want to copy and paste these websites. You just want to figure out, okay, this is the way the layout look like, right? So this is the way the layout look like. This is something I could do for myself. And once you figure that out, you can go ahead and design something that is similar, because almost all landing pages are the same, because it is the same thing that works over and over again. You would see they're very common. I'm going to open two landing pages for you. You will see they have their big bold statements over here, and when you scroll down, you would see they have testimonials, they have features, testimonials, they have why choose us, they have more features, they have call to actions that say try today. They just have the same thing. If you come here, you would see big bold statement, and then you scroll down, you would have features. You have lots of them. You have features, you have testimonials, and then you have, CTA. That's what you want to do. Every landing page that you'll see comprises of the features, comprises of big bold statement, comprises of testimonials, and call to action. That's what makes up a very good landing page. And that's the same thing you want to do for yourself. So let's go ahead and create our own landing page on Bubble. So I'll click on my page builder, and we'll figure something out. We will say, what do we want to create? We want to create a page. Yeah, that's what we want to create. So you can see there are lots of things here, lots and lots of things here. My collections, save collections. We don't want that. Let's go look for a page layout. We could just search a page. So this is an image. Let's go look for a page. So this is a header. Yeah, this is a header page. This right here. And we can put a big bold statement on top of this page, but let's just look for something else that works. So we can see pages like pricing. Okay, so I think I like this one. Copy item. So we just paste. Oh my God, this is not good. I'll tell you why it's not good. I'll tell you why it's like this. Because when we click here, we didn't set up our page very well. We didn't go to our layout. Our layout is still faced. All we have to do is to make it column, and then we will go ahead and paste all over again. So click on, I will just double click on the screen like this, I could change this. This is my page title. I would change it to rent a truck. So this is majorly for SEO, so it's not going to change anything. It's majorly for SEO. Best way to find and hire trucks. So this is majorly for SEO, nothing else. So we'll go back again and copy. So we'll go back again, click right here, copy this and paste. So you can see just like that, just like that, we have this layout that we can use. So if we preview this, you will see that just like that, we have a layout that we can get started with. SaaS for creatives, we have this, we have the CTA, we have the CTA, and then we have a cool picture that we can get started with. But you would have to make some adjustment. That's why I basically asked you to go check out my Bubble course, 4-hour course. It's free on YouTube. You will have to make some adjustment. So what we can do here, we can make some adjustment on the padding. This is we have the layout like this. We have this layout, -40 top, -40 left, -40 right, padding. We have all this stuff, but when we configure it like this, like refresh, like so, we see that our icons is touching the top, and it's not a very good thing for us. So we can go ahead and just put some margin on top, and go ahead and just refresh. So we can see we have we're giving our menus a way to breathe. So let's go add some other pages that are very important. So we've added this page. We're going to go ahead and add another page that's very important right there. This is our first group. This is our group. So this is the first group. So we want to add more to this group. Yes, that's what we want to do. Click here, and what are we going to add? We want to add probably some features page. Some features page. Let's go find this. Want to add some features. We're not seeing any of that, but we'll go add some. Let's find it. Let's find something that we can add. Some feature page. Okay, let's just pick this. Copy items, and then we paste. So we have this, and then we have to just click right there and put some top, put something at the top. Not 400, just put a margin on top and margin bottom. Not left, not left, not left, just bottom. So we have the margin bottom, and then you can see that our page is taking shape gradually. And what else do we have to add? We need to add the pricing page, stuff like that, just like you see on the other pages. We need to add CTAs, we need to add pricing pages, we need to add a few other page to our mobile application. So I'm going to add this. This is like the features page I was looking for. We're going to add this. So we can add this on the frame, and we can add it on the index page if we want to. We can add it on the frame right there, or we can add it to the index page. But adding it to the frame, it's a whole lot better. So I'm going to paste. So these are group C. These are group C, and then let's just add a couple more page. The CTA. So I'm going to add the CTA. Let's look for a very cool CTA to add. Copy items, paste. So this is CTA for us right there, and we will still have to include a margin top and a margin top and a margin bottom, so we can give it some room to breathe. Yeah, and then we'll add one more, put a pricing page, like so. That's a pricing page, and then after the pricing page we'd add one more, write a footer, we'd add this footer over here. Let's find one footer, add a footer to it. So I just added a footer. So this is what we just did, and I'm refreshing right now, so you see. So we have SaaS for creative, and then we have all of this. We have features, and then we have all of these pages. Pricing Made Simple is not showing because it's coming from a data source. That's the reason why it's not showing. And then we have all of this together. So that's how you would just create. You would just create this. When you come back next, we will edit this page, and then we will add some information to it and remove some information, add some information to it, and then we will go over to the next lesson. I'll see you then. So if you look at this home page, you would see we have 12 issues, and you would see some error. Parent group is missing. And the way Bubble Display Database is to get them from somewhere. You either get it from an API or you get it from your database. That's the major way. You get it from your API or you get it from your database. So for us here, all this data is coming from a particular plugin, an API of course, but it's coming from a plugin. So what we can do is that we go here and we install this plugin called Frame Utility. So it's called Frame Utility, and you just go ahead and install. So when you install this plugin, you should see that all the errors go away, and then if you come back here and just refresh, you should see that we have the pricing plan. We have all this pricing plan. These are just dummy data. They're nothing to live with. These are just dummy data that you can use to, improve the look and feel of your website layout and see that it works very well. So if you look at this website, this application, you would see that we have this call to action, we have the pricing, and then we have the footer, which just doesn't make sense. So we can go back here and delete the footer. Go back here, delete this group, and add something else. So we can add something else. I'm going to add something else. When I see it, I'll tell you. It's just going to be something like a testimonial, let's say a testimonial page, because that's one of the things you want to add to your application to make sure that users come around. Users get to use your application over and over again. Testimonials is like the cream or the hallmark of saying, hey, someone else have used my application and I think you're going to like it too. So I'm going to add this customer testimonial, and I'm going to add this to the style, and then after that we can add a footer to it. We can add a footer. I'm going to add a colored footer. Just add a colored footer to it. Give it a top. Okay, so I'm gonna refresh. That should work. So one thing about using made with frames is that it's gonna be pretty responsive. Yeah, it's gonna be responsive to, it's gonna be really responsive, but you just have to make some adjustment here and there for everything to work very well for you. Okay, so now that we have that, you should go ahead and customize most of the text in your application, like find and hire verified trucks, right? So I'm just making some text adjustment here. So making some change the CTA to higher trucks. And so there are a couple of things that you also want to do. You see we have features, we have pricing over here, and this is the feature page, right? This is the feature group, which is the group C, and we just want to name it, just name it feature. I'll figure out the reason. I'll tell you the reason why. And then for the pricing, you want to name it pricing. What else? I think that's all we have here, features and pricing. So when you click on this feature, you want to add an action that says scroll to an element. And which element do you want to scroll to? You want to scroll to the feature element, this one. That's it. And the next one is pricing, and when you click on the pricing, you want to scroll to the pricing element. You want to scroll to the pricing element, and that's where it makes a whole lot of sense. So see what we just did? Because it's a long page. So you see, we're going all the way to the features. Pricing, we're going all the way to the pricing because it's a very long page. Yeah, that's what it is. So when you're done with this, go ahead and make your own personal adjustment to your own landing page. If you're building with me, make your own personal adjustment to this landing page. But if you're building something of your choice, go ahead and make your own personal adjustment. When we come back to the lesson, we will create authentication and sign up. We'll create user roles and create permissions on the website. I'll see you then. Welcome back. If you were able to customize your page, awesome. Don't forget to change your logo, the name here, and turn it to something else. Don't forget to turn it to something else. You don't want to forget that. You don't want to go live with your logo looking like this. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is to make our login and our sign up button come alive. The easiest way to do so is to click here and just use one of the sign in and login model that you have. So we can create this. I'm going to click this and just copy item and add it to the page. Just paste. So it's a pop-up. Yeah, that's what it is. That's for the login, and then I will go ahead and click create another one. Click here and just copy item, click on the index page and paste. So I'm going to rename this. So one thing you want to always do is to rename things. Sign up, and then we have the login. As you're just going to forget like that. So we have the sign up, create a free account, then we have the login that says welcome back. But before we do this, we will have to go ahead and make the workflow. Before the sign up can be complete, we need to create some sort of workflow that says, hey, you've signed up. And when they sign up, what's going to happen? Remember, the people who sign up, they're either signing up as a truck owner, or they are signing up as a user, or they are signing up as an admin. But mostly the user, okay, that's fine. But you just want because for the truck owners, the user will be viewing their personal information, like maybe phone number, WhatsApp number, email address, and the rest. So they must sign up. But for the users, they really don't have to sign up. So we can create two different type of user roles, like the admin, the owner of the admin, and then the truck owner. So if the person is signing up like this, the person could be a truck owner and just sign up to your website. So how do you do this? We'll come back here and click on this is our database right here. So we already have the email, which is cool. And we'll just click here and say roles. So we have roles here, and it's going to ask us for a fee type. So what we can do is to go use an option set and just call it rows. If you don't know about option set, I'm going to point you to my previous course. It's super cool, super interesting. And we're going to add new option. The first option will be admin, so I like to go like this. And the second option will be, I'm going to say truck owners. So we have admin and we have truck owners. So whenever a person is signing up from the front end, we're going to call the person a truck owner. Yeah. So now we have the sign up. Let's go create a sign up flow. Click here. Input confirm, input password, email. So that's fine. Terms and conditions. So let's go back here and add another one. Yes, another one here. So we'll call it rows. Yeah, we didn't finish this on time. This is going to be the row, which is the option set we created before now. And then here we're going to call it, we're going to say agree terms. So you can see my naming convention. I'm using camel case, and it's going to be a boolean, yes or no. Yes. So you can see agree terms, yes or no. Roles, we have the admin and the truck owners. So here, this is a checkbox. So whenever this is checked, if this is checked, we're going to say the person can move on. The person can click on sign up. If this is not checked, then the person can't click on sign up. So first we'll click on the sign up button, and we will say this will only work if this person agrees terms and conditions. If the person does not agree terms and conditions, then it's not going to work. So we're going to add a workflow. I like to change the color of my buttons to green, which is also cool. And so this will only work if the person agrees to the terms and conditions. If the person does not agree to the terms and conditions, remember, you stop. So we will say check only if this okay, then that's not right. Let's go back again and do it. Click right here, add a workflow. So we're supposed to add a workflow to this, but let's just add a custom state to this. Checked, we'll call it agree terms. We'll call this custom state, and it's going to be a yes or a no. So when the user click on this, when add a workflow, when it is clicked, so we'll say check custom state. Set state of an element, it's going to be the sign up, agree terms to yes when it is clicked. So whenever it is clicked, it will set the state of the element to yes, and this will only happen. This will happen if the state was not yes before. So this will only happen if the state was no before now. So if the state was no, then there will be a change. So we say sign up, agree terms is no. Do you get it? So if the state is no, then it will change to yes. And then we'll just copy this and just paste. So when we paste it, you would see we'll do the same thing If the state is yes, then we will turn this to no. Do you get it? I hope you do. So when we come here now, we'll go to conditionals and we say when sign up agree terms is yes, then you want to change the icon to a tick. So you want to change the icon to a tick. Yeah, that's what you want to change it to. Check. Let's just find the check icon. Yes, you want to change the check icon to a tick, and the icon to resources. Yes, that's what you want to do. So we're going to try that. So let's go back to our sign up. We'll click on our sign up workflow, and then we will say only when sign up agree terms is yes. That's when this workflow will trigger. And then we'll say sign up a user. Email will be let's go name our email all over again. We'll say sign up, input email, sign up, input password. Here's it again. This is blocking my way, and I'll have to change it pretty soon. I'll have to refresh the page. I don't want to. So say sign up, input, confirm. And let's go ahead and fix our sign up again. So we're going back again to the workflow, sign up the user, and we're doing sign up, input email value. Yeah, that's what you're doing. Sign up, input password value, and then there is a require password confirmation, and we're doing sign up, input, confirm value, and that's fine. And they will say remember the email, say yes, and that works very well. But now there's another thing to ask ourselves. So if the user sign up, where do we want them to go? Then we want them to go to the page that will create later called dashboard. So this is mainly the hallmark of creating the SaaS. So I'm going to refresh this page. I just refresh so that this can go away. Yeah, so if we create something else, I'm just going to put a button in the middle. Just put a button in the middle here. I'll just drag it down here. Let's say it's welcome. And so that's just what it is. So go back to our index page, and this is my sign up, which we're done. And we'll click right here, click on the workflow, and then when they're done, you navigate, go to a page, and it's going to be the dashboard page. And same thing we're going to do for the login. It's going to be our login input email. Then this is going to be our login password email, and then click on login. It's going to authenticate the user, login the user, and then we're going to have the login input email value, and the next one is going to be the login input password value. And then once they're done, we'll navigate them to the dashboard page, and so we're done. There are sometimes where you want to send data over here. It's fine. There are sometimes you want to send data over there, but we're not covering that here. But that's what you will do most of the time. And then for console, once I click on console, you will hide. You would hide the element, and the element to hide will be the login modal. Then for the sign up, when they click on cancel, you would also do the same thing here and just hide the element, and what you want to hide is the sign up model. So that's it. And one last thing to do is when they click on the login, you want to show. So you want to show an element. Remember, you're hiding and showing, right? You want to show the login element. And same thing when they click on the sign up model, like so, you want to show an element. Show an element called the sign up. And that's majorly it. So let's go ahead and refresh, see that everything we've done is working, and then we can pat ourselves on the back. So we have the sign up right here, and I'm going to sign up with a test email, test@portal.com. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. And see you can see our input is changing. This shouldn't work. Why? Because our input is not saying no. It's saying no. So if it says yes, then it should work. And then we'll go all the way to our dashboard saying yes, welcome. So you can see if you got here, congratulations. We are almost 20% building our SaaS application. That's the first thing, user authentication. So now that you're done with that, we're going to come back and deal with roles and permissions. Remember, we didn't add roles, right? We're going to come back and deal with roles and permissions in the next lesson. I'll see you then. Welcome. So remember when we created our database, when we got to our database, and then we created roles in our option set. So we have the admin and we have the truck owners. You can have a whole lot of rows. You can have lots and lots of rows, 5 rows, 6 rows, 10 rows, but mostly a SaaS would normally have, say, around 2 rows. You have the admin, then you have the user itself, and then those users will have sub rows based on their pricing. Yeah, they will have sub rows based on their pricing. When I mean rows, they will be allowed to access some certain, they will have restrictions based on the pricing. So when you want to add rows like this, you want to be able to do it when they are signing up, or it's either when they are signing up or when you're making changes to the application. So we'll go back to the sign up model, the login model, and then since everyone here who's coming will be a truck owner, who's signing in from the front end will be a truck owner, then you want to do so. You want to give them the role of a truck owner. But also, you can actually allow users to choose their own role from here. Are you a truck owner? Are you going to be an ordinary user? It depends on how you intend to do it, especially if you're allowing users to sign up. For an app like this, we're not allowing users to sign up because you just want to come in and see information. But if you want to allow them to sign up because you want a user to also put their trucks in here, and you want them to also buy trucks or hire trucks, then the easiest thing to do will be to add a drop down. Yeah, so we'll find a drop down. The easiest thing to do, that will be the easiest thing to do, to add a drop down. Let's go find a drop down category over here. So find a drop down and just copy that drop down and paste it in the model. So this is a drop down. We'll just copy the item and paste it inside here. So paste. So this is the drop down inside the sign up. So I'm copying this thing, and it's just okay. So this is the drop down, and it's going to ask what type of drop down is this going to be. We would say dynamic choices, and it's going to come from the user role. It's going to come from all the rows just like that. Or if there are not a lot of drop down, we can just make them static choices, and the static choices will just be the user. Will it be a user or truck owner? Or we can say, are you a business or an individual? individual. Are you a business or an individual? So if they're an individual, they can do some stuff. If they're a business, they can do some stuff. Select preference. So that's what they will see when they try to sign up, and then we'll click on the sign up button. A big workflow, and this is our user. We'll change another feed over here, and the feed here will be the user role, and then it will be from the drop down. From the drop down, that's what it's going to be. But what's the name of this? The name of this is drop down select. So that's not going to work very well, because the drop down is not coming from here. The only way it can work like that is if we change this to individual, and then we change it to this to business. Then if we do so, it's going to work. So then this is not going to be static choice. It's going to be a dynamic choice. It's going to come from display, current option display, and then we can then go back to our sign up, and it's going to be the drop down select preference value. That's what it's going to be. Why? Because it's coming from an option set. If it's not coming from an option set, what you can do is to go to your data, click on your database, click on your user, and then this is going to be user role, and it's going to be a test, simple test. That's the way you do it. So there will be no option over here to do anything. It's just going to come from the test, and there will be no other option to do anything on the application. Do you understand, right? So now whenever a person signs up, they will be given a preference. They will be given a preference, and then if they are an individual, they will see a different type of dashboard. If they are a business, they will see a different type of dashboard. So that should take care of the authentication for you. Next, we're going to work on our dashboard where users can create forms for adding up their trucks. We're going to add search, and then we're going to add features. That's what we're going to do from the dashboard, not display to the user, but we're just going to allow the user create their own trucks on our dashboard. That's what we're going to do. I'll see you in the next lesson. There is not one way to create a dashboard application. You would see most of the layouts done in a certain way, but there is really no one single way to create a dashboard application. The best way is to do what fits you and what resonates with your business. So this is our dashboard, and we just have the welcome screen. So we will have to change the layout to either a row or a column. It's fine. Change it to a row or a column. It's super awesome. Then give it some very insane mean height. At the end of the day, you're always going to feed the height to content at the end of the day. So we're going to use our made with frame, and we will feature. Let's just go, not marketing. Let's start from the nav bar and see what we get. We're looking for a site nav. That's what we're looking for. Okay, just gonna clear this. So we're looking for this type of nav bar, actually this one. That's what we're looking for, this type of nav bar. This one. Copy item. Oh, it seems we'll have to create a page. This is going to be a full page. So let's just call it dashboard 2 and see how it looks like. Yeah, this is a dashboard. So welcome back, inbox, integrations. But this is something that we will still be able to create if we add all the pages together by ourselves on the dashboard. So if we go to the dashboard and click on, we should be able to add a site nav just by ourselves. Okay, probably for the sake of time, I'm going to delete this page so that we don't have two dashboards, and we would use this other one. Yeah, we would use this other one and just call it dashboard. That's fine. So now we have these two things, and you see that the things that we need a couple of features. This is not supposed to be home. This is just going to be dashboard. This is going to show our stats. So we need our listings. We need our listings over here, and then down here, account setting, name of the person, and that's off high. And here we'll turn this into a logo. Yeah, we'll turn this into our logo like so. And I think we need that's fine. We're good with the other part. This will be the name of our application. The name of our application, rent a truck, and this can be anything, but we do not have to use everything that we're presented with. It's only a template to enable us build what we intend to build very well. So let's start with the listing part of it. The way you do things on the dashboard, it's to where's our application? Let's go back to our application. So the way you do things on the dashboard is to show and hide things whenever a particular thing is clicked. Yeah, you hide that thing whenever it is clicked. That's the way you do it on your dashboard. So for whenever the listing is clicked, we want to show something. So we can see this group inside. You can see this group, not this one. We're seeing this one. You see this one? This is what we want to change multiple times. This is what we want to keep changing, or this is what we want to keep changing whenever a person clicks. So this is going to show the dashboard, and when we do this, we're going to change it to show the listing. So let's do that. So we're going to just duplicate this. Just click here and press Ctrl D. Okay, this should work. Click, press Ctrl D. Oh, not working still. Okay, let's just copy, click on the dashboard, paste. So this showing another group. So this group, we're going to call this group listing, and this group we're going to call it group dashboard. Right? So call it group dashboard, and the other one group listing. Then we will have on the settings here, we need to add a few things on the settings here. Okay, let's leave it there. On the accounts, we're there. We can add stuff here and call it billing. So this is where users will set up their billing just like so. We'll come back here again and just paste the same thing. So this will be called group billing. Group billing, that's what it's going to be called. So you can see we have all the groups here, 1, 2, 3, 4. But the reason why we have all of them here is because we are showing all of them at the same time. So here we're going to add a navigation to this, a workflow to this. So add flow, add workflow. We're going to say when this is clicked, go to a page, the same page, which is the dashboard page, and we have data that we intend to send more page to the parameter. We would say the key is the view, and the view will be dashboard. But this will be the default view anyway, but the view will be called a dashboard. That will be the view. So that's what we're going to be sending to this particular page. And then we will do the same thing we will do the same workflow So just copy this workflow, and we will do the same workflow for this other element. Paste the same workflow. When button listing is clicked, go to dashboard and just call this listing. Listings with the S. Same thing, do the same thing and paste. When button price billing is clicked, go to dashboard and turn this to billing. Right? So we're done with that. And then now it's time for us to click on the group and say only visible. So when get element, get data from page URL, it's going to be V, and when it is dashboard, then this element is visible. So just copy the expression, paste here, paste the expression. When the element here is listing with the S, then this element is visible. The same thing, paste here, paste the expression. When this is billing with no X, then this element is visible. So what we're doing really is to make sure that we don't really repeat ourselves. So this element will not be visible on page load. It will collapse when hitting, or not this one, visible on page load. Yes, not this one. I mean this group. This group will not be visible on page load. Oh, I think we did the wrong thing here. So this is not supposed to be here. Remove conditions. The condition is supposed to be over here. Yeah, it's supposed to be over here. Paste expression, the same thing, listing. This element is visible. Billing is supposed to be over here. Paste expression, billing, then this element is visible. Then we'll come back here and we'll say visible on page load, no. Collapse when hitting, yes. Then click on this group again. Collapse when hitting, visible on page load, no. Then come here, we would say visible on page load, yes. Then collapse when it's hitting, yes. So to know this, we would come here and call this welcome back to dashboard, so that we are very sure that we've done the right thing. Here we will say welcome back to your listing, and lastly we will say welcome back to your billing. I think we've done the right thing here, so let's go ahead and preview our application. So welcome back to your V equals listing. What's happening? Okay, we've not done this very well. Okay, we've not done this very well. We're on the right track, so we haven't done this very well. So I think it's because we did this. Visible on page load for the group dashboard. Yeah, we did this one. Element is visible on page load. So on page load, when they're coming in from the sign up page, this guy here, V, is gonna be dashboard. So they will always be here, and that's the way we'll do it. So don't worry, we'll fix that. Just refresh, and yeah, dashboard, listing, billing, dashboard. So these are different views entirely. If we want to see that they have different views, all we have to do is to change the background color a bit, and you see that it's a different view. So we just change the background color like 10. You would see billing. We'll change the background color same way, and we'll just change it to red. I will say 10. Dashboard, we'll change the BG color. I love to use this blue. 10. So if we come back here, refresh, you would see that this is different. So you can see track your billing, track your listing, your dashboard. So you can see they are different layouts entirely, but it's single page, but they are very fast because of what we're doing. So to correct the first thing, so that when we load this page from the login page, the same thing happens all at once. We have to go to the login, click on our sign up modal, then click right here on sign up, edit workflow, and then we'll say go to page, and we'll say send more page parameter, send more parameter to the page. We would say v, because that's the first page you want to show, equals dashboard. So you can see the way it is, right? Go to page, we'll go to the dashboard, send v is equal to dashboard. Same thing we will do when the login button is clicked. When the login button is clicked, the same thing, login. This is just to enable our users not to get confused with anything. So we're going to the dashboard, sending more page parameter, saying v is equal to dashboard. Right? So you see what we're doing, right? Pretty straightforward and pretty awesome. That's what you want to do with your mobile application. So go ahead and fix this for yourself, and I'll see you in the next lesson where we get to start creating our listing. You know, this is where we're going to create our listing that shows on the front page, right? At the end of the day, this is what's going to happen. This index page is really not going to be all like this. So we'll have to, in between, we'll have to put a listing in between. Yeah, we'll have to put a listing in between this index page. That's what we're going to do, because we're here to give people trucks, and that's what we're going to give them. Go ahead and check this out. I'll see you in the next lesson. Hi, welcome back. Hope you've been able to fix that part of your project, and you are on your way to creating your own SaaS at this time. So let's create this part of our SaaS dashboard. We're going to be adding some statistics to it. That's what we're going to be adding. I mean, if you could remember from the last lesson that we have just a normal listing, and this is just what we have from our dashboard listing, and this is just what we have. So now let's configure this part of our app, this particular dashboard of our application. So what we need start. So most of the time, every dashboard you want to create will have statistics. It's just bits and bits of all the parts of the applications. But you can decide how to create your own dashboard. It doesn't have to look complex often the time. The simpler it is, the better it's going to be. Because if you're going to be using Bubble for the first time, you want to just build an MVP, a minimum viable product, and launch it. And you begin the cycle of building the other features. So when I mean cycle, I mean this is taken from the Lean Startup. If you've seen the book by Eric Ries, I'm pretty sure you will like it. That's where it's taken from. So this is the point where you get to build a simple feature of your application, which is the build phase. Then you have the analytic phase, and then you have the learn phase. So you get to build. After building, you analyze. Once you are done analyzing, you get to learn what's working and what's not working, and you can keep adding more to your features and more. So we're going to keep it minimalistic, very minimal, and we'll just keep on going. So when we open this, I'm going to add the metric. You can go ahead and just filter here. We have metrics, just filter, and I want to add one of this. So any of this you add is going to do the trick, but this is the one I'm going to add, and I'm going to paste it here, right here. And then you can see active users, MMRO, TNN, MMRO, monthly recurring revenue, total anything you want to call it. But here, we want to turn this into a different type of stats because we are building an application that enable users to list cars. So we want to do stuff like this, like total vehicles. So we want to show the user the total number of vehicles, and here we want to show them total, how many persons have viewed, total views. Then we can say click-through rate, so how many persons, because this is not where the transaction will take place. At the you can, that's a feature that you can add if you want to, but this is not where the transaction will take place, so it's okay to leave it this way. So I'm going to say car, view. I'm going to use I right here for the view, and then city arrow. I'm going to use a click. So city arrow is this click-through rate. That's what it is. How many persons get to watch out the phone, get to check out the phone number, how many persons check the phone number, and how many persons get to, how many persons view the page and then get to check out the phone number. That's what this is for. And this is where I was going to use the lightning. So I'm going to use this. So now we have this. This is not going to be money. This is just going to be simple numbers. And this is just going to be also a simple number. And then we're good. So the next, remember, the users are going to be listing. Users are going to be listing. So we can show some of this listing on the dashboard. Probably the top 10 listing on the dashboard. We can show that. Well, we can use a simple table to show that, a very simple table to show that we have some, we can show some of our latest listing. So I'm going to take this one, copy and paste. So I'm going to say latest listings. And then this is going to be a repeating group of all the listings that we have. So remember, if you remember, in Bubble, tables are basically divided into two. So you have the header and then you have the body. Google now has if you remember, in Bubble, tables are divided into two. You have one space for the header and one space for the content. Bubble now has its official table too, so that's something you can explore. But for now, we're going to stick with this, with the dashboard. So if we come back here and refresh, we should see a bit of so you see, this is awesome. So we're seeing the name of the building. We can do all that. Name of the building. We can do the category. We can do location, and we can do if it's going to be rented for 4 hours, if it's going to be rented for half an hour, or if the status it's for buy. So we could change different things based on the status. So yeah, we can. So first I'm going to come back here and just remove the color and say no color. And once we're good with that, then we can come here and create a database. Here we would say trucks. So Bubble already gives you the created by, so you don't have to. So we're going to say name will be a test, which is a string. We're going to say address, and this is going to be test. But a lot of time you can actually connect it to Google Map, but we're not going to do that. We're just going to say fine. So we have the name, we have the address. We will have the image of the truck. We will have the image of the truck. Where is it again?
image, and then it's going to be a list. So the reason why it's a list is because users can upload more than one images of the truck. So we have a couple. So we have the total page view, total. We have the page view, total page view, and total vehicles. So for the total page view, we can just really come here and say total. We would say views and just call it number. So the reason why you're calling it number and writing it views is because everything is not coming back to you expressly, so you have to figure out a way to allow that number increase every time a person visits the post. That's what we're going to do. So what else do we need? We need CTRO. So every time a person click on the phone number of the person, we get to add a number to that account. So that's what we will need. That's what we need to make sure that this listing is working. If we come back here and just refresh, you would see we have name, we have category, and we have location. So that means we need to add something called status. So status is if the property is for rent or for lease. And now we're supposed to have something called the option set to tell what's the status. So what we can do is that we can just come here and create new awesome state and just call it status. Say create, and the option will be very, very similar. It will be renting, buying, renting or buying or selling. So now we have all this, and we're going to so we have all this. This is what we're going to be displaying on the page over and over again. So you go ahead and input your dashboard screen and input your latest listing screen. Next, when we come back, we will add some data to this application to see how it's working so far. Thank you very much.
Hi, welcome back. Hope you were able to create your own dashboard. This is something very minimalistic and it's only for this course. You can add a whole lot more to your dashboard. So some SaaS vendors will add charts. They will add charts to the charts like this to the dashboard to basically tell the user this is what's happening to your application, just to have a view of the current status of the mobile application. So it's not something that you have to do, but it's something that you can do if you want to. It's not always the case. So I like to leave things a lot of time very minimalistic, leaving only what's needed by the user. So let's go ahead and create the database part of this. So we can see that we have listings. In our listings, we have a title, we'll have a tag, we'll have the location, and you can have a whole lot. These are just headers that we can share, but this is not a read table. This is just a demo table. So let's go back to our database and create that table. So we have the table already. Even we have the address, CTA, image, name, view. That's the number of view, and this is the number of click-through, number of clicks. So these are persons who get to click click on the number, like the number of phone clicks. So we can record that number of phone clicks. We'll say create. If we go back to the dashboard, this is what we're actually saying: the total number of vehicles, total views, and the CTA, right? That's what we're actually doing. So number of phone clicks, then we add description, and this will also have a test. Then we have the phone number itself, This can actually be social media. Yes, it can be social media link. You can use anything you want to use for it. You could use like Twitter link, you could use website links, because the goal is to direct traffic from your SaaS all the way to their own website or social media or anything. So this could be very optional, very, very optional if you want it to be. And for the address, you could basically use map, but you would have to set up your Google Map stuff. So that's geographical address. You could just use a map so that Bubble will tile the address to that particular geography, and you can actually use Google Map to make sure that the address is really perfect. But we're not going to be doing that in this course because we want it to be fast and give you a very cool overview of how to build SaaS with Bubble. So now that we are done with this, we have to come back here and show the listing over here, right here. And this is a repeating group, right? And then we have what type of repeating group this is. This is the way you would access this particular group. So you would click on the group that's housing the entire group, and we have the group page. This is what's housing it. And inside the group page, we have this tiny header, and then we have the previewers, nest, and then we have this. This was housing the entire group, which is the listing. And then we can turn this into our own truck. And, this will be the truck where you have the truck where the current user is the owner who created the truck. That's what you want to do. So we want to say where you search for truck, the created by is the current user. Why? Because the reason why you're doing this is because you have to log in before you can access this particular page. So you don't want every other person to see the trucks that's not for them. So we want to say more, and we want to say items until. The reason why we're saying items until is because we want to be able to show only the first 10 items here, because this is just a dashboard. We want to be able to show only the first 10 items. So we would say item until, or probably, item until, so we just put 10. So this will only show the first 10 items only. And then we can come back here. And say this is going to be the name of the listing. So we have this here. This is a group, and then we just put group trucks, and we can take this away. This is trucks, so it seems there's another group on top of this group. So we will find it here on the side. This is another group, and this is going to be trucks, current search truck. There's another group in here, and this is going to be, we don't have to call this group anything. We don't have to call it anything. It's fine if there's no data here. And because this is our title, this is going to be category, location. So, but we can change this as easy as possible. So we have this one. This one is going to be the parent group's truck. That's what it's going to be. And then we can change this. So this is going to be the parent group. So let's go ahead and work on this again. Let's go back to our database. You see, my truck does not have a name. So we have description. Oh yeah, we have name. So let's just change this to truck name. Truck name, which is fine. So these are parent group, and then we have group 1. So this is going to be trucks. Group 2, this is going to be trucks. Group 3, so same thing, So we're just connecting the database. That's what we're doing. Trucks, So that's what we're doing. And this here is going to, this here, still the same thing, trucks. And we have the test over here. And this is going to be the parent group's truck's name. This is going to be the parent group truck. What are we going to write here? Truck. What are we going to write here? Okay, let's leave that. Okay, let's say truck phone number. That's fine. Truck's address. And we can say number of clicks. Number of phone clicks. So this would be CTA, location, phone number, and this would be the name. So this is what we have, and then we can take this away. We can take this away because we really don't want users to be able to scroll past this page. And then here, this is the same thing. We're searching for the same thing also right here. Right here, we're searching for the same thing. And this is how we would do this. So we can do this in a couple of ways. One of them will be to do a search for the trucks. The truck where the same constraint that we applied before now, where the created by is equal to the current user, and then we will just count. Just count the number of trucks, and that's all we have to put here. Count the number of trucks, and we can format that truck as a number. We can format that truck as a number, and that's all we have to do. And just say close, and you can add some conditions if you want to. You can convert those numbers to 1,000 if you want to, but that's fine. So that's just what you write here. And then we'll do the same thing here, all the trucks. So we can copy this, copy expression, and put all the trucks here. This is not working. So let's see how we can copy the expression here. Copy expression. So just gonna do a Ctrl+Z. Copy expression. Okay, let's insert dynamic data. Do a search for trucks where created by equals to current user, and we're doing the item view. So we're doing the each item view. So that's what I'm looking for. Total view. Where is it again? Each item view. Sum. Yeah, we're doing sum, and then we formatted as a number. So we're formatting as a number, and that's all we have to do. So we're doing the same thing for this one. So I'm going to copy this expression and see if this works. Doesn't work, which is strange. So I'm going to quickly do the same thing for this. Do a search for all the trucks, It's just basically me repeating myself the same thing. So I wouldn't like to bore you with this, but go ahead and do the same thing for yourself and join me in the next lesson where we get to create the listing page. I'll see you in the next lesson then. Hi, congratulations. I hope you've been able to, do this. This here are percentages. It just shows how much percent your it just calculates the percentage increase. They can be important sometimes to give the user a better view of what you've achieved, and yeah, that's just what it's for. So let's focus on the listing here. Let's focus on the listing. So the listing here, you can see it's actually a place where we would add forms to create the trucks itself, because whatever you're displaying, you're showing to the user has to be created by somebody. So the reason why you're doing this is that, hey, you have to create this for me. But there is a way that you can upgrade this and allow the user access to your API, where they get to create data here in your database without actually coming to your application. So Bubble provides you with an API. They provide you with an API, so you could enable this API over this. Okay, this is a webhook, but you could enable the API here. You can enable the API here for the trucks, and users are able to send data to this particular API just like that without actually requiring logging into your application. So it's very, very possible for them to do so, but you just have to be careful because of security breaches. You have to be pretty careful, and you have to understand this a whole lot before you enable data API in your application. But once this is enabled and you then share this, you'll be able to give your users a key. You'll be able to give your users a key to send data to your application. A password and a key, or just a key, an authentication key to send data to your application, and it's gonna work very well. So that's another way to do things mostly. So let's go ahead and add a form to this. I think Bob will call it input. So we will pick any of these input forms that work for us and just tailor it to exactly what we're looking forward to doing. It doesn't have to be anything good. It doesn't have to be. It's just something that's clean that can get the information from the user that we want. So I'm going to copy this get in touch form and paste it here. And this is what we have here. Take this away, and for the background I'm going to just say no background. And for the listing here, listing page, the layout, this is what the layout looks like, space between, but we're just going to take it to the top. So here we can just say create or add your truck. So the thing about, one thing that you have to know about SaaS, it doesn't have to be the most complex thing in the world. It doesn't have to be the most complex thing in the world. It just needs to solve a problem for the user. That's the only thing it has to do. It has to solve a problem for the user. And for this case study application, what we're solving is the inability for our customers to sell their trucks. That's what we're solving. So if we're solving this for the customer and we're making them money, that means we're offering them value. It means that we should be paid for doing so. That's the reason. That's what we're doing. So don't think for a minute that things have to be really, really complex. Phone number. There's going to be a phone number. and that's going to be a phone number. This is going to be truck name, and this is going to be description, and this is going to be description. So we have a couple more. We have a couple more. So let's go back to our database. We have address, description, image. Yeah, so we have a couple more. So we have the address. We have address. Yeah. So we have our address all right there. So this we're going to this particular group, we want to move this group on top. Yeah. And then make this other one visible. And then we have one simple thing to do, and that's the image uploader. So we want something that uploads pictures, and this picture uploader is just fine. So we will just use this, copy this, and paste it in here. Just want a picture uploader, and that's all. And that's just what we need. We just need, yeah, that's fine, the picture uploader here. So we will add a function to this picture uploader and allow it to upload those pictures. So it's going to choose a file, and then once it chooses a file, it will upload to our database over and over again. So that's what this particular image uploader will do for us. So it's not going to be static, it's just going to allow the user to upload stuff. So once they upload it, we will catch it. It's going to be in some sort of a state, a custom state, and then we will catch it. And once we catch it, we'll be able to send the value to Bubble. So this is going to be create truck. Now it's submit. Create truck, that's what that's going to be, and create truck, that's what it's going to be. And we can, of course, we can do all of this, bold the heading if we want to, but we're not really focused on aesthetic right now. So then let's click on create here, create truck, and add a workflow. So the workflow is going to be data. We're going to be creating a new thing, and then trucks, that's what we're going to be creating. Add all the feeds. So we have to delete the starts, like the CTA, the number of phone clicks, the phone number. It's right there. For the image, we'll just add. So I'll show you how to upload multiple images, but we'll just add to the image, and this is going to be the image value, placeholder value. That's what it's going to be. Phone number, it's going to be input phone number value. Truck name, input truck name value. View, nothing. Address is going to be the address value. Description is going to be the description value. That's what it's going to be. And then once we are done with this, we want to give the user a way to know that their submission has happened, right? That's where we're going to use a model. So we'll click this and just add a model. This will just tell the user, hey, you've been able to, congratulations, you've been able to submit this, and it's awesome. So we're going to, I love this. I'm just going to copy the item, and just paste it. For the modal, you can paste it virtually anywhere you want to paste it. It doesn't really matter. So just paste it right here. So sources, you cannot continue. For continue, we will just take them back to go to the same would continue. We will take them back to the same page. So we'll just navigate to the same page or refresh the same page if you want to for continue, and that's fine. We can take them back to the listing page or refresh the same page, or take them back to the details of that particular vehicle. It's fine. It doesn't really matter. It's all right. So for cancel, we will just hide this particular model. Hide an element, and it's going to be a pop-up. So we just hide it. And so then we'll come back here, click on create tracks, edit workflow, and then we would show that model, show that particular model, show an element, and then we would say pop-up A. So one thing you have to get used to is renaming. So this is a form, and this is called group J. So we can call this group add your truck, because you can just be stuck, group listing header. You can find a whole lot. You can keep finding and never see what you're looking for, and that's not good. Okay, so that's it. You go ahead and create this for yourself and join me in the next lesson, where we will explore our SaaS a whole lot more. I'll see you then. Hi, welcome back. So the next part of our SaaS is pretty straightforward. So what you want to do now is to create the listing and find a way for users to edit those listings, because users make mistakes, right? Users make mistakes, just like the way you see on Facebook. You could edit your Facebook page, and so you find it in other places. These are standard procedures where you get to allow your users to update, delete things they've created in your application before now. So this is what we'll do. I think that's a very straightforward process, so I'm not going to be walking through it. I've gone ahead to create a group where I display the listings, right? So this is a group where I display the listings that users create here. Remember the previous lesson, we created the listings, but this is a group where users create the listings over here, and when they create it, they're able to see those listings they've created. And the way we will show this, let's preview the application here, so you can see my listings here. And if I click on add new truck, the listing itself disappears, and if I go back again, we have it here. And then when I click on this, I'm going to display a model that shows the entire listing. So this is not showing. I'm going to see to it, but this is displaying a model that shows this particular listing and edit these listings. I'm going to go check out the model and see why it's not showing right there. And so I'm going to see it a bit, why it's not opening. Just a minute. Okay, remove the model. Okay, it had a condition before. I'm just going to refresh now on that. Working. Okay, I'm going to go back here again. Layout, visible on page load. Okay, refresh again. Okay, yeah, so you can see this is our layer. This is reflecting this is the update track. If we click on this track is going to update. So how do we basically achieve this? It's standard procedure, like I said. So what we've done is we've created the hide and the show conditional over here. So when the user come to this screen, they see this first, because when they click on the listing, we are we're allowing them to go to home page, and we're changing the key to V and the parameter to listings. So when they come here, this particular group is set to show when V is equal to listings, like you can see here, when V is equal to listings, and this particular group is set to show when the value is equal to add new. So that's what you want to do. You just want to show and hide the listings over here, and then also you want to give your users a chance for them to update their truck, and along the line you can also give them a chance to delete the truck. So you can add some sort of a delete over here at the bottom for them to delete their truck if they want to. It's just standard procedures for you to be able to, for users to be able to do that in your application. So that's basically what we'll do. So when you come back, we would take a look at setting up adding settings to our application. Remember, we're building a pretty straightforward MVP that you can use for any niche SaaS listing product, but doing other SaaS is not very far away from this. Some might be a bit more complex, but this is the basics of launching a SaaS application. So when you come back, we would work on the settings and also display the listing on the home page. I'll see you then. So when you're building some web applications, especially if you're building a listing applications, you want to display some content on the home page that people can interact with. Some startup will have it in the menu where they will have like explore or maybe listings, things like that. They will have it in the menu. But for us, we're just going to add it to the page itself. So we would do something very similar. We can do something similar by just adding it to the page here, or we can go back to our dashboard, because we don't want to keep designing over and over and over again. So we can go back to our dashboard and we'll find our group listing and repeating group for the truck, this one. Yeah. We just have to copy this, go back to our index and paste. So we want to paste it here in the index so it become a group. So we want to paste it inside this group. You see this particular group has a whole lot of group, so we want to paste it inside this particular group, and it's going to be the last group, but we don't want that to be the last group, so we're just going to take it here. So now we have this group immediately after the pricing. You can make it different, you can do whatever you want to do, but I'm just showing you what's possible. So now you have the repeating group over here, and this is going to show all the properties, or sometimes it's going to show properties from featured locations, right? That's what it's going to show. It's going to show properties from featured locations, or property from paid users, stuff like that. That's how it's going to show. And you can also limit how many persons this is shown to, right? By saying items until number 10. So this will make sure that it only shows 10 properties alone. So if we go ahead and preview this, so when we scroll down below the pricing, you'll be able to see the trucks. So another thing that you can do here is to create a pop-up that asks them to log in. So if they are already logged in, you can click and to go see the details of the trucks. But if they are not logged in, then you're going to ask them for their login and their sign-up password. This will be pretty easy. They're just conditional. If current user is logged in, I want you to go here. If current user is not logged in, I want you to go here. So we've really limited the number of rows here, the number of items here to 10, but you can do as many as possible. So when you go to some websites or some SaaS application, you will see they have this listing as the primary feel of the website. The primary thing they want you to see on the website is this particular listing. So it really depends on your business model or how you decide to set up your business. This could be the primary thing on your website, or it could just be part of it. It depends on what you're selling to your users. So that's how we'll do it. I'll see you in the next lesson. Thank you. So welcome back. If you're able to fix that in your front end, congratulations. If you weren't able to do so, go over the video again. I'm pretty sure you'll be able to do that. So now we want to just work on the settings part of the website. So that means you have to go to your dashboard, and this is where you would fix your setting. So I'm basically not going to be walking you through this. I'm just going to explain it. So like settings, what you basically come do with the settings, it's for people to fix their profile, for you to fix your profile or edit your profile, edit your billing. So that's what you want to just do. You want to create a form where users will be able to change, edit their profile. That's what who are you editing? You're making changes to the current user of the application. That's where you're making changes to the current user of the application, and that's what you're doing. So you would go ahead and duplicate any of the boards like we've done before, any of the view like this group, and you would duplicate this and just call it a setting group, and then you would add to the profile. You would add a form, create a button, and say, hey, when you click on this button, you're going to be updating your profile. So that's what you want to do. Go ahead and do that. When you come back, we'll work on the billing aspect of the website. Yeah. When you come back, we'll work on the billing aspect of our SaaS application. So welcome back. If you've been able to implement the settings part of your page, that's awesome, cool. And I mean, this is something I created, pretty minimal, but it's just from the basics of what you should create. Anything, you just have to create forms that update your user records. That's basically what settings are. So when it comes to payment, there are two platforms that I love using for payment. There is Stripe, and then there is also Lemon Squeezy. These two platforms provides very easy way for you to collect payment. Stripe, because it's a global payment gateway, but as an African, because I stay in Nigeria, I'm unable to use Stripe. And if I want to use Stripe, I have to register a dedicated company in the US, which I don't want to do. I have to do all this paperwork, which is a lot. But there's an alternative. I get to use Lemon Squeezy, and it's fine because it enables me to just collect my payment from anywhere and remit it to me as a Nigerian. So both of these payment gateway, they're great. Just Stripe is cheaper. Stripe is a lot cheaper than Lemon Squeezy. I think Stripe charge you $1.25, but Lemon Squeezy charge about $5 for every transaction. But I think it's just saving me on paperwork, so that's the reason why I get to use them too, and they are very easy to integrate. So both of these platforms are easy. I mean, you get to implement them similarly. So on Stripe, you get to create a product, you add a product and determine how much the name of the product, and you determine what the product is for, how much the product is worth, maybe $15 if it's one time, or if it's recurring, how many times a month you're going to be paying for the primary product, premium. So how many times a week they're going to be paying for the product, and then you can share this product for people to, you can share the product for people to buy by creating a payment link over here. So this is the way the payment link will look like. Create a payment link over here, and users are able to pay with this particular payment link, just like this. So on your Stripe application, when they click on any of the pricing here, you redirect them to the payment gateway, to this particular link, where they get to make this particular payment, and when they make this payment, right, you get to send a webhook. So there's something called a webhook in Stripe or in any other payment gateway that you likely want to use.
So what this webhook does is that it updates. So every time there's a payment, it just really updates. Every time there's a payment, it updates and tell you if there's a payment or if there's no payment or whatsoever. So that's basically what the webhook does. It's same thing with Lemon Squeezy. Lemon Squeezy over here if you would create the product similarly, just like the way you created it on Stripe. Very similar and very intuitive. The name of the product, if it's a one-time payment or a subscription payment, you would just add all of that. The link they click, they get to go back. They get to go back after creating the link, stuff like that. But the most important part that you're interested in is how do you communicate this with Bubble, so that Bubble will know that a payment has happened, and then you can update the records. So you will do that here using this webhook, right? You will do that using the webhook, or you can do so using Zapier. Zapier also connect with Bubble very easily, but if you don't want to spend so much money, just do so using webhooks. Webhooks are great. So you can click on the plus sign, and it's going to ask you for a callback URL, and it's going to ask you which of the updates are you going to send. So you'll be sending the subscription created update. Mostly that's what you're going to be sending for a start. You can deal with all that later. And then the callback URL, this is where you find it in Bubble. You find it here, your backend workflows. You create an API workflow. Then you would create like update records. So the thing is that it will send every detail of that transaction. So it's a post transaction, right? It's a post transaction. You can run this without authentication if you want to, and you can ignore privacy, but it really depends. So that's why you have to do a deep dive into database security, and then we will do manual detection. You would detect, and you would copy this. So this will be here. You would copy this to your Lemon Squeezy here, but you take away the initialize, and just then the sign-in secret, you put a 6-digit password as your sign-in secret. That's what you do, and then you will click on save webhook. And when you click on save webhook here, you will go and make a demo payment. You make a demo payment, and then Bubble will see that, hey, this webhook is working. It will say yes, initialized very well, and then it will download all the details of that particular payment. And once you're done with it, once you're done creating those payments, so you can actually do a whole lot more, like make change to a thing, do a search for the user where the email is equal to the email you got from the webhook, and then you can update that user records whenever the user make a subscription payment. So I really want this to be very fast, but this is something that you'll be able to grasp from the explanation. If you have any question, feel free to leave it in the comment section. I'll see you in the next lesson where we get to round off. Hey, I want to say thank you for watching this course. You're such a hero for starting the course and finishing it. I'm pretty sure you have an idea of how to build your SaaS with Bubble and the key components you need to add to your SaaS. I mean, key component like pricing, your homepage, your dashboard, your settings page, your billing, and a few other things. I'm sure you enjoyed it. Thank you very much for completing the course. But I want to say, if you are a founder or you're a business person and you're looking for an agency to build your no-code MVP or to build your no-code dream idea, feel free to click on the link below. We'll be glad to help you launch your product within 4 weeks. Yes, within 4 weeks, we would help you to get your product from idea all the way to execution within 4 weeks. We handle things like UI, UX design, database security, your entire product setup, your entire launch, and we also provide maintenance service. So if you want to build it, feel free to click on the link below, book a discovery call with me, and I'll jump on a call with you. We'll talk about your idea and see if we are a good fit for each other. Thank you very much once again for watching. If you've not subscribed, feel free to do so, and yeah, we'll be best friends forever. I'll see you then. Thank you.